They sat me outside like I didn't belong. 10 minutes later, I turned to the sky when a helicopter landed right behind the house, and I stepped out to attend my dad's 70th birthday party. I already knew I wasn't going to be welcomed like everyone else. That's just how it had always been. I was the middle child, the one who took a different path, who didn't follow the script my parents had planned out for me. My older brother stayed in town, married young, joined the family business, and became the local success story. My younger sister became a doctor, the pride of every family conversation. And me? I moved to another city, started a small company from scratch, and poured everything into building something of my own. I didn't visit much, I missed a few holidays, and slowly, I became the one they spoke about like a ghost there, but not really part of anything. I didn't expect applause when I showed up that day, but I didn't expect to be disrespected either. I had flown in just for the celebration. I came with a meaningful gift, dressed well, and arrived on time. As I walked into the backyard where the party was being held, I scanned the long table set up with decorations, balloons, drinks, and laughter. My brother waved from the front, surrounded by family. My sister was holding court at the other end, surrounded by friends. I approached the table to find my place, but I couldn't see my name anywhere. I asked one of my cousins where I was seated. She gave me an awkward smile and pointed toward the side of the house. I walked around and saw a small, foldable table set up outside the main area, right next to the trash bins and lawn equipment. One lonely chair. A paper name tag that read my name, spelled wrong. I laughed quietly, not because it was funny, but because I'd seen it coming. It wasn't just about seating. It was a message. I didn't belong. I stood there for a moment, wondering if I should just leave. The voice in my head said, "Why do you even try?" But something else inside me pushed back. I had worked too hard, built too much, and grown too far to let this moment define me. I didn't need their approval, I had earned my own respect. I pulled out my phone, made a quiet call, and confirmed what I had arranged earlier, just in case. Then I returned to the crowd with a calm smile, grabbed a glass of water, and stood in the background, watching. The speeches began. My father's friends spoke. My siblings praised him. And no one mentioned me. Not once. I felt invisible, but I wasn't angry. I was just done. Done trying to prove something to people who had already decided who I was. What they didn't know, what they were about to find out, was that I hadn't come here just for the cake. I had come to show them, without a single word, that the person they'd written off had already written his own story. One they couldn't ignore much longer. As the party buzzed with music and laughter, I stood at the edge of the yard, watching my family celebrate like I wasn't even there. My folded chair next to the trash bins stayed empty. I didn't touch the food. I didn't try to force conversation. I waited. A quiet kind of peace settled over me, not the kind that comes from being included, but the kind that grows when you finally stop seeking permission to be seen. Then, right on schedule, a low hum began to rise in the distance. At first, no one noticed it over the music. But as it grew louder, the bass line from the speakers seemed to compete with the chopping air. Heads started turning. My cousins looked up, shielding their eyes from the sun. Glasses were lowered. The music lowered. Then came the shock, a helicopter, hovering just beyond the property line. It was sleek, polished, and unmistakably real. My mom clutched her chest, startled. My sister stood with her mouth open. My brother stepped forward, squinting. As the helicopter gently landed in the open field just past the backyard, all conversation stopped. Then I stepped forward. Calm. Confident. Wearing the same outfit they barely noticed earlier. Only now, all eyes were locked on me. I walked slowly across the yard, a wrapped box in one hand. No one said a word. I didn't need to explain anything. The message was in the moment. I wasn't just some distant family member anymore. I was the man who flew in on his own terms, in his own helicopter, without asking for permission. I walked straight up to my dad, handed him the gift, a box with a key and a note, "A week at your dream cabin, fully paid. Happy birthday, Dad." He opened it, looked at me, then back at the helicopter. His eyes softened. My mom looked stunned, unsure what to say. My sister took a slow step back. My brother looked like he wanted to disappear. But I didn't stay for their reactions. I smiled, nodded to my father, and began walking back to the chopper. Just before boarding, I turned to glance back. No words. Just the kind of silence that follows realization. They saw me now, not because I asked to be seen, but because I made them look. I didn't return out of spite or ego. I came because I had finally learned that some statements don't need to be shouted, they just need to be shown. They could keep their seat at the table. I had already built my own. That helicopter wasn't just transportation, it was a symbol of everything I'd earned without them. And as it lifted into the sky, leaving behind the lawn chairs, the balloons, and their quiet shame, I knew I'd done what I came to do. Not to belong, but to rise above.